when I was getting ready for Moxie, I was going to come to the set for the first time, and he's like, okay, I don't mean to freak you out, but the fans are here, and they may just turn on you if they don't like you. And I was like, what? I mean, it was really terrifying. I'm like,
but have a good time.
Would you look at that? A ladder! Unfortunately, my design doesn't facilitate this type of...
Hi, girls. Thank you for having me.
hi, Gabby.
I think that from Bob Dylan to Galadriel and Gila, even Jasmine or Lydia Tarr, you always bring like a very unique physicality to your character. So I wanted to ask you, what was your departing point for discovering how you wanted Lily to move and interact with others?
Yeah, it's an interesting question actually when you play a character from a video game, particularly one who's as particularly drawn and has such a particular but big audience fan base, is you want to serve those fans and how they envisage the character, because they own her, they play her, they inhabit her. But yet at the same time, that person has to move and do stuff that you're not making them do, so you have to make it its own thing. So it was quite complicated. So the thing I did first actually with this was went online and just watched a lot of the fans doing their own makeup and looked at all the cosplayers to see what their interpretation of it was. And we did the same when we were doing Hella, and it was really great. It was because it's for them in the end, you know. But you want to offer them something that they can't, you know, a different experience to the video game, obviously.
It's really interesting that you watch like cosplayers. That caught my attention. It's really interesting.
Yeah, I find their interpretation and the way they personalize it and.
Yeah,
it's really
that's
cool.
interesting. When the cosplay, Randy made me nervous. The one who, you know, when I was getting ready for Moxie, and I was going to come to the set for the first time, and he's like, okay, I don't mean to freak you out, but the fans are here, and they may just turn on you if they don't like you. And I was like, what? I mean, it was really terrifying. I'm like,
but have a good time.
Have a good time. He's like, no, you look great, but like, you know, fingers crossed. And because the fans get they're so involved and they're so invested in these characters. You looked amazing when I first saw you with that wig, and you looked crazy, but you really inhabited that role. The way you moved and stuff. I agree with you. Good job.
Oh, and I love that you're mentioning that. I think that one of Moxie's attributes is her tremendous charisma, and for Lilith, it's her combat skills. But on a personal level,
and her charisma.
And her charisma as well, yes. Both very charismatic characters.
Toning it down, because she's
please, just too much charisma.
Too much charisma. I mean, it's hard to.
But her fighting skills are, you know. I mean, that was some of the funnest part. You know, there's a long fight sequence in the beer tunnels where we were shooting in under Budapest, and it was so much fun just doing that whole dance, and because it was choreographed, really, the action was choreographed to the characters, so that was really great fun.
Taking that in consideration, I wanted to ask you, what would you say are your best tools as actresses? Something that you think that you are particularly good at, either before arriving on set or while you are on it?
Sleeping. I was going to say.
I'm a really good sleeper. Yeah. Like, you know, I pride myself on my sleep work in cinema.
I've been sleeping like 12 hours a day lately.
Oh, no, I'm talking about for a job.
I'm
not talking about for pleasure or leisure. I'm not talking about what you do in your downtime.
Oh, that's silly.
I'm talking about work.
When you're working, because you have to sleep. You can come home from the set, then you could sleep solidly?
No,
what are you talking about?
You understand what I mean? I mean when you have to do a scene and they go, okay, and action.
Oh, you're really good at sleeping.
Yeah, and you find your position and you go, but I don't want to squash my face too
you're
much.
good at that, because you always find a nice...
that's not what they do on daytime
You
sets.
look good, but
like
you
this.
still look realistic. Yeah, you are a genius at that. Yeah, that's a hard... I'm
So
still
that's
working
one.
on my sleeping skills. In real life, I nail it, but on the... I'm gonna watch your movies and I'm gonna study your sleeping acting.
That's the only thing I can do.
I love it. Girls, thank you so much for your time. Congratulations. And I hope you can come to Mexico soon. We're expecting you here.
I was just in Mexico 2 weeks ago. It's so fantastic there.
All right. It was great having you. Thank you. Bye-bye.